And for you to get to the CAN communication system, you have to hook up your scanner to the DLC, which is called the data link control. All these are integrated into the vehicle, and you have all the system wired together. In other words, in a short words, this car is more or less a drive-by-wire system. The only thing the driver is doing is just controlling the steering and the acceleration. In some cases, he doesn't even need to control the acceleration if he knows how to use the cruise control. So all this. And let me just introduce some of the other parts that's on this car that are very unique. You have the ABS control. This is the ABS control unit. You have the power steering reservoir. This is the power steering pump. This is the high pressure hose. This is the lower pressure hose. This is just a return hose. You have the alternator. This is the radiator reservoir. You have the radiator fan right here. Invariably, all these things, you need it on this vehicle for the operation of the engine to run smooth. And if you have any of the components that's not working right, you have a system that will trigger a light that we call the check engine light, or some of the cars will say service engine soon. When, assuming I unplug one of these sensors, now if I unplug one of the sensors, if I try to crank the car, it will trigger the light. And that's a sign of warning that says something is going on in the engine. That's why you have all these electronic sensors being installed on the engine. And one thing good about this car, when we talk about fuel management, this is very good. Then when we talk about the ABS system, this car has an ABS system that's very unique. When you're driving, assuming you get into a situation you have to apply your brakes suddenly, it has sensors on all the wheels. And the sensor also controls the traction of the wheel. If you're losing traction on the wheel, the sensor would send a signal to the computer and tell you that, okay, there's something going on the wheel. I'm losing traction on one of the wheels. And with the ABS control, that tells the ABS system that, okay, if this car has to stop, the driver can lose control. For the driver not to lose control, the ABS kicks in. It controls the braking system on the wheels individually. Which wheel to apply pressure to, which wheel has more traction, which wheel is speeding more than the other wheel. When we talk about the variable valve timing, on the older ones, the pre-2000 didn't have this. And those ones, this one has a system on it that will shut down some of the cylinders when you're driving. It will shut, that's what we call intelligence. It will shut down some of the cylinders while you're driving it. Assuming you apply your brake, when you apply your brake, it tells the engine that, okay, this man is slowing down, this car is slowing down, I need to reduce the amount of fuel I'm burning. In terms of maintenance, it's very durable. The access to the parts is very common. You can get the parts anywhere within the country. Then it's easier, the information to work on it is accessible. You can get information on some of these cars. You cannot get good information on it, on how to repair these cars. But on this one, you can easily get the information very well. You can get it on the internet. If you have access to all data, you can get it. Depends on the individual working on it. When you're talking of the aerodynamic, what they do is when they're testing some of this car, they put a lot of things into perspective. One, fuel management, the durability, and the stability of the vehicle on the road. Look at this car now. If you look at the dynamic, you look at the finesse of the body. It's very aerodynamic. That means there won't be too much drag on it when you're driving. If you're driving against the wind and the wind is blowing against you, you know, if you have a flat surface, you're driving something with a flat surface, when the wind is hitting that surface, it will drag it down. It will slow it down, and that increase your fuel consumption. But with the aerodynamic design on this, the wind is just gliding on the side. That's what informed them, and on this they improved. And if you look at the spoilers too, some of the spoilers, if you look at the spoilers, it deflects the wind blowing. It deflects it, instead of just pushing it, it deflects it gradually so that it doesn't make the car drag, because when the car is dragging, you're burning fuel.
Do you see any disturbing warning sign on your vehicle's dashboard? Would you like to know what it means? How about solving the problem it indicates and quickly get it off ASAP? Perhaps your vehicle is having mechanical or electrical problems that you wish to understand before taking it to your mechanic. Send an SMS to Automedics Experts and you will get a reply stating likely diagnosis of what may be wrong with the vehicle to your mobile phone. Type VE, Vehicle Examination, then type your vehicle's brand name, that is generic brand name like Toyota or Honda. Add the model name as in Corolla or Accord, the vehicle's year of manufacture, which you can find on the manufacturer's label attached to the driver's side door post, the 17-digit vehicle identification number, VIN number, cast on a small metal piece, usually pasted on the lower left side of the windscreen right in front of the steering wheel. And most importantly, briefly but graphically type the details of what you see, hear and or smell to be wrong with the vehicle. Having fully typed these vital information on your phone, send an SMS to 5555 at any time of the day. This message costs 200 Naira only. New or old, any vehicle can either develop a problem or a breakdown anytime, anywhere. If you don't want to experience the frustration of a breakdown, watch Automedics regularly, the show that makes car users avoid the embarrassment of a breakdown and car owners get value for their money. These beneficiaries of the show can confirm it, and you may just be the next one.
Talking about overheating.
Yes.
And the reason why we chose this one, so that a lot of people will see what we are discussing about, because it applies to all vehicles. Yeah. You can see the radiator, the fan, and then also from the front you can also see the condenser. And the AC fan. Now, talking about overheating, what could be the likely causes on a vehicle like this?
What could be the likely causes of overheating are a lot of things that we will have to talk about. We can talk about the hoses. Yeah. We can talk about the radiator itself. We can talk about the caps, the reservoir. We have other hoses. We have one going into the heater core in the inside the car that works with the defrost. All this could cause overheating. We can even talk about the condenser for the AC. That could cause overheating too. If the fan for the condenser is not working, and we have a viscous fan clutch, and this one looks like it's been welded. It's been welded. It's been directed. So it's no more a viscous fan. It's more or less a direct fan. So these are things that we'll be talking about. So Ben, what are the things that we need to be looking at if we're talking about overheating?
Well, talking about overheating, what is really overheating? Overheating is when your engine temperature goes more than normal. But a lot of people make a mistake about this. Their car will be going at normal temperature and they assume it's overheating. It's overheating. The engine itself is a thermal device. Yes. It needs heat to operate properly. Yes. So when is it too hot that it makes it overheat? Okay. So I will look at temperatures beyond 95 degrees. Because actually, most thermostats
about centigrade now. When you say 95, because some people will confuse the 95 with a Fahrenheit degree. If we're talking about centigrade, that's 95. But if we're talking about Fahrenheit, we're talking about 200, anything over 210 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. Okay. So what else do you think we could be looking at? This is the thermostat housing. On different cars, it will be located in different
locations.
Okay.
But basically, it's connected to the hose that is returning back the hot water into the radiator.
And one other thing I noticed, a lot of people will be looking at the overbleed pipes. These will not be the same on some other cars. Because looking at this, everybody might be wondering why do we have this small pipe coming out of
I don't have it on my own vehicle.
On my own car, okay.
Because some thermostat have a kind of a dribble hole on it that bleeds the water inside so that you don't have air pockets in it. So those ones are quite different from this one. Now talking about the fan.
This one's supposed to be a viscous fan.
Yeah.
but you can see that it's been welded. This fan's supposed to be freewheeling.
Yeah.
I should be able to spin this fan right now,
Yeah.
but this one, it's already, we can see the weld spots
Yeah.
on the clutch that somebody has welded it. Of course, this tie in this case will be overcooling.
Overcooling.
For the temperature to get hot will take forever.
Yeah.
And what effect will
What
this
this have on the car itself? Well, this is a Cagetronic, an old system,
Yes.
but still, it's still a thermal engine. So if the temperature doesn't rise up to
optimum?
temperature,
Yes.
you have a lot of things going on in the engine. Number one, you burn a lot of fuel,
Okay. A lot of carbon buildup.
carbon buildup, and that will ruin the engine over time.
Dynamic balancer. Most people use a bubble balancer. You need a dynamic, computerized dynamic balancer that can balance the tire inside and out for the tire to balance. For instance, you see this tire right here, we are putting on the balancer now. And my technician to spin this, we just mount this tire now, the tire is balanced. The first thing we have to do is to look for whether it's this rim is J5 or J6 or J7. So once we determine what size it is, then we see whether the tire is balanced. If the tire is not balanced, you see it on the screen here. You see here, you have the inner and you have the outer. So we have to put, and this balancer, some rims require alloy rim. Some rim also they can request for ordinary rim. You also have plaster weight, which are mostly used for alloy rim. So my technician, Mr. Olajide, is going to demonstrate to us now how to balance this tire.
First of all, when you mount the tire, the first thing to check the distance from the machine, which is 7.5. You select 7.5 at the machine, at 7.5. Secondly, the J of the rim I'm balancing now is 7J. You now select 7J, and it's rim 16. I select 16. What I need to do now is to roll the rim.
Now what we have for right here, you can see, that is why we recommend that people should go to a well-equipped alignment workshop, because see, as you see it now, you have the 15 kg, which is kilogram, on the inner side. Then you have 20 on the outer side of the rim. This we have to look for the weight, 15 for the inside and 20 for the outside. Sometimes we might even use a plaster to do the inside. So my technician, Mr. Olajide, is going to do that. And when he finishes, we're going to have 0, 0, 0 inner and 0 outer. Until we are able to achieve that, there's nothing like balancing. So we have to achieve 0, 0 inner and 0, 0 outer.
So now I have 20 outer and the inner one is requesting for 15 weight. So I will take this 20 weight now. I spin it up. The computer will tell me where to fix the alloy weight. So as the line is showing, it shows me where to fix the weight. So I have fixed the 20. I will spin again to see whether that side has balanced or not. You can see now that it's giving me 0, 0 outer, but the inner one is requesting for 10 to balance. So I will go to my weights and look for 10 weights, check where to fix the weights.
And the proper place to fit it will be indicated on this light here. All the lights have to show here to indicate where he has to put that 10 gram. You cannot just put it anywhere.
Now roll it again to see whether
Now the tire is not balanced now.
Name is Benedicta Amowo Onidundu. Okay, this is a Mercury Villager, yes, which is the same thing as Nissan Quest.